Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRIENDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and right now, one of the most intriguing rumors circulating involves the Detroit Lions potentially making a major move that could reshape their secondary and elevate their chance at a deep playoff run. The buzz centers around a possible trade with the Denver Broncos for Patrick Surtain, one of the league's most elite shutdown cornerbacks. This isn't just gossip. Sources are indicating that the Lions are eyeing Surtain to bolster their already formidable defense, especially as they look to contend for a Super Bowl this season and beyond. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Lions, under Dan Campbell's leadership, have been building a team that's tough, disciplined, and hungry for success. Their offense has been firing on all cylinders, with Jared Goff leading an attack that's ranked among the best in the league, especially in terms of points per game. But as any Lions fan knows, defense wins championships. And while Detroit's secondary has been decent this year, it's clear they lack that lockdown corner who can neutralize the league's top receivers and elevate the entire unit. Enter Patrick Surtain. This guy is no ordinary CB. He's an elite shutdown corner who has been making waves since his rookie season. In 2025, he truly showed his worth with a jaw-dropping 7 interceptions, returning 186 yards for touchdowns and earning an 88.2 PFF grade, which ranks among the best for corners in the league. His coverage skills are top tier with a coverage grade of 91.8, placing him in the top 5 among all CBs. Surtain is a true game changer. He allows only 43% completion when targeted, defends 20 passes, and forces opponents into incompletions 28% of the time. His run support is solid with an 87.4 grade, and he's accumulated 62 tackles so far. Remember, this is a guy who is consistently among the best in the league, with an all-pro resume spanning 2022 and 2023 and very minimal injury issues, missing only one game due to an ankle injury in Week 6. What makes Surtain so special isn't just his numbers, but the way he elevates the secondary as a whole. When he's on the field, defenses can be more aggressive, trusting that their CB can handle the top receivers. His ability to neutralize deep threats and cover elite WRs is well documented. His YAC allowed per reception is just 4.2 yards, which is remarkably low, and he's a master at forcing incompletions in coverage. His stats, like a 93.2 PFF man coverage grade, place him among the league's very best, and his knack for big plays and turnovers can swing games in Detroit's favor. Now, why would the Broncos consider trading Surtain? Well, Denver is in a bit of a rebuild phase. They finished last season with a 5-12 record in 2025, and their defense, while talented on paper, has struggled this year. Their secondary ranks 19th in the league, allowing 7.7 yards per pass attempt, and their run defense has been vulnerable, giving up 4.9 yards per carry, which ranks them 26th overall. The Broncos are aware that to improve in the long term, they need cap flexibility and draft capital to rebuild the trenches and develop their offense, especially with a focus on protecting their young quarterback, Nix, who has been impressive but needs better protection. Sources close to the negotiations suggest the Broncos see Surtain as a valuable asset to trade for future draft picks, specifically a first-round pick in 2027 and a fourth-rounder in 2026. This would give them the cap savings of over $30 million, which they could reinvest in their rebuild, especially on the offensive line. Denver's management is also considering the big picture. They have pending extensions for players like Sutton, and they're prioritizing picks to bolster their offense against strong teams like the Chiefs, who have a very efficient passing game. They're a bit skeptical about relying solely on zone coverage, which has shown some weaknesses, especially given their secondary's overall ranking. For Detroit, though, the potential acquisition of Surtain would be a game-changer. Imagine a secondary with him paired alongside Jeff Okudah and the emerging corner Arnold. Surtain's presence would allow Detroit to deploy more man-to-man coverage, especially against NFC North rivals like the Vikings and Bears, who boast some of the league's top receivers. His ability to shut down top targets like St. Brown, who already averages 3 yards per target, would be a nightmare for opposing offenses. And considering Detroit's aggressive defensive scheme, Surtain's elite pressman skills would fit perfectly, giving them a tactical advantage in both passing and run support. From a strategic standpoint, adding Surtain would give the Lions a clear edge in the playoff picture. Their defense, which currently ranks around 7th in the league, could see a significant boost, especially in their ability to prevent big plays. This would reduce the burden on their safeties and linebackers, letting them focus more on run support and coverage over the middle. Plus, with the addition of a true shutdown corner, Detroit could take more risks with blitzing, knowing that they have a lockdown on the outside. It's the kind of move that transforms a good defense into a dominant one, and in the NFL, that often makes all the difference in February. Looking at the bigger picture, the impact of such a trade extends beyond just the current season. The Lions have been building a competitive roster with Goff leading an offense ranked 3rd overall, averaging 30 points per game. They've got a powerhouse running game with Montgomery, and their offensive line is one of the best in the league. But it's their defense that could take the final step toward championship contention with a player like Surtain locking down the perimeter. His ability to neutralize the league's best receivers means opposing teams would need to rethink their entire game plan when facing Detroit, especially in cold-weather playoff environments at Ford Field. And the numbers reflect just how impactful Surtain can be. His presence would likely elevate Detroit's secondary from a solid 7th to perhaps a top 3 unit, which in turn could boost their overall defensive efficiency by around 29%, according to some projections. This kind of upgrade would translate into more turnovers, better field position, and ultimately more wins. It would also allow the Lions to be more aggressive on 3rd downs, increasing their stop rate by 17%, which is crucial in tight playoff games. And with the secondary now able to contain the league's elite pass catchers, the pressure on the front 7 decreases, making their run defense more effective and giving Detroit a more balanced team overall. Now, what about the impact on the Super Bowl race? Well, adding Surtain would significantly boost Detroit's odds. Currently, they're sitting at around plus 1,000 to win the title, but with Surtain in the fold, some betting platforms are projecting their odds could drop to plus 380. That's a massive shift, turning the Lions into serious contenders with a real shot at ending their long championship drought. Their defense, already solid, would become a nightmare for offenses trying to move the ball against them. And on the offensive side, Goff would benefit from a more dominant defense, giving him more possessions and better field position to work with. The Lions could become a team that's not just good enough to make the playoffs, but a true threat to go all the way. And let's not forget the cultural impact. Detroit fans have been craving a true dynasty, and a move like this signals that the Lions are serious about competing at the highest level. It's about building a legacy, one where their secondary is feared across the league, and their defense is a nightmare for opposing offenses. With Surtain's pedigree, including his history of elite coverage, his minimal injury record, and his ability to influence games with big plays, this trade could be the final piece needed to push Detroit over the edge. It's a bold move, but one that could define the franchise for years to come. In conclusion, this potential trade for Patrick Surtain might just be the move that cements Detroit as a perennial powerhouse. The Broncos, in their rebuild mode, see the value in cap savings and draft capital, and Surtain's talent makes him a prime target. For Detroit, it's about sealing the deal on a championship-caliber defense, elevating their chances in the playoffs, and setting the stage for a sustained run of success. As Lions fans, we should be excited about what this could mean, not just for this season, but for the future of our beloved team. The Lions are on the rise, and with a player like Surtain, the sky's the limit. The NFC North better watch out because Detroit is gearing up to take control and make a real statement. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Surtain would be the perfect fit to lead the Lions secondary to new heights? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions as a whole. We're building a community here, and your insights help shape the conversation. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. The future's looking bright, folks, and the Lions are just getting started. Let's go, Detroit.